Douglas Luiz to Arsenal transfer blow, and finally it's done and over. The boy has decided to stay at Aston Villa, and obviously Arsenal was really trying to go on and really make a move for him in January, but obviously the boy has said no, I'm staying at the side, which goes by the names of Aston Villa. Now, we are talking Fabio Vieira has come out and really put out some quotes in there for you, and Tierney reacting to Arsene Wenger saying that Arsenal are really trophy contenders. Welcome to Rokani Media Football. How are you guys and where are you watching us from? This is Rokani David. Smash the like button, comment and share. If at all you're watching us for the very first time, guys, lower right bottom corner and smash the subscription button. After smashing it, hit the notification bell that will enable you get notified each and every time I upload a video onto this channel. All right. It's a Friday day. Tomorrow we are back into the Premier League, but Arsenal is playing. The big games are really going to take place on Sunday. The big one, I think tomorrow, it's between Spurs and Everton. There is an El Clasico that I'm going to tackle out a little bit. Real Madrid versus Barcelona. Combined 11s are really going to come out. Even that of Liverpool and Man City. That is a Sunday game. Manchester United versus Newcastle at Old Trafford. Arsenal playing away at Elland Road versus Leeds is also coming in through at the Elland Stadium. That's going to be a Sunday. So it looks like it's going to be a lot of marathon on this Sunday. And let's wait and see how we'll be tussling it out in here onto the channel, which goes by the names of Rokani Media Football. But let's get into this. Arsenal yesterday won a game of football away at Bordeaux, 1-0 scored by Bukayo Saka, and obviously they're on top of the UEFA Europa League Group A, and obviously they really won that game beautifully. Now today, we've been told by Fabrizio Romano that it's official. Douglas Luiz has signed a new long-term contract with Aston Villa. Deal completed after negotiations on deadline day with Arsenal collapsed on club's side. Villa considered deal untouchable. They went ahead to let us know that. More on Douglas Luiz. Understand, new deal with Aston Villa will be valid until 2026. 4-year contract. Negotiation started right after the end of the market, as Arsenal had 3 bids rejected for Douglas Luiz on deadline day. Now, if you recall very well and you've been watching this channel, on deadline day, one of the 2 deals that Arsenal were really chasing was Danilo, and the other was Douglas Luiz. But how did Douglas Luiz come into the picture? Douglas Luiz came into the picture after Arsenal tried to sign Danilo the previous day. I think the previous day, that was on the 31st of August. That was a Wednesday. They tried to go hard on Danilo after Elneny got an injury, and obviously they didn't go out. They didn't really convince. No, it was not convincing, but the player wanted to come, the club wanted to sell, but they told him that if you are to sell, we are to sell Danilo in January, not in this month of September. So Arsenal decided to go in for Douglas Luiz because Douglas Luiz was left with just a year on his contract, and obviously if at all he never renewed his contract with Aston Villa, he would have been a free agent come what we call the summer of next year, that is 2023. So as things stand, things really look good at Aston Villa, not good for Arsenal, because to me I thought that maybe Arsenal would have gone in through and really gotten in these players at a cheaper price, but it looks like this guy is out of the race. Now Arsenal made 3 bids for Douglas Luiz to join them, obviously on the deadline day, and that deal failed on the club side, that is Aston Villa, as Fabrizio Romano is confirming to us. But the player wanted to come. Fabrizio used to tell us that by the time, personal terms were not a problem. Personal terms were not a problem, and obviously Douglas Luiz could join a side which goes by the names of Arsenal, but the deal collapsed at the end, and obviously he never crossed. So it looks like Mikel Arteta needs to go on and really look out on whether they should go in and really sign this player or not. But having him on a 4-year deal doesn't really stop Arsenal from going in out to sign the player. It will depend on whether Mikel Arteta is 100% interested in Douglas Luiz, and if at all he is, he will go out there and really put in the money and really sign him, because tying him on a 4-year contract doesn't mean that he is not up for sale. I know he's up for sale, and Villa have just noticed how good this player is, because Arsenal coming in through for him, Liverpool wanted him, and very many other big clubs. I think even in Spain, is it Valencia, and very many other teams really wanted this player, and I think Aston Villa were really underestimating the value of this player, and they never really gave him the attention he deserved. That's why it took them even long to give him a new contract, yet his contract was really coming down. But obviously, after these new suitors came in through, I think they've recognized the potential of this guy, and that's why they've tied him to a contract of 4 years. And I think this is a business contract because they know anytime from now this guy is going to leave a team which goes by the names of Aston Villa and is going to leave the club and really leave it in peace and go. But Villa couldn't see themselves really losing out on money they would have really made it from this guy. That's why they've given him a new contract in there for you. So where does this leave Arsenal, and which options is Arsenal left with? I think there is a player who plays for Stuttgart, no, Frankfurt. He plays in the central defensive midfield. I think he's a Danish player. He's one of those players that Arsenal are really looking at. Even Danilo's deal might be possible in January because Danilo can be gotten in January at 20-25 million pounds. And Eddie, when it comes to signing Brazilian players, it's like his breakfast, lunch, and supper. So I believe he can go on and really get in Danilo and really bring him to side, which goes by names of Arsenal. Maybe even Douglas Luiz agreed to this deal after knowing that maybe Arsenal had gone further to really agree a deal with Danilo to come in and decide which goes by the names of Arsenal, and it was no longer a priority for Arsenal, and no team was willing to go in and really take him. So I believe that might have been the reason. But if at all Arsenal was still interested in this guy, I believe he was really going to go to Arsenal and he wouldn't have renewed his contract. But I think his agent knew that maybe Arsenal have really gone off his call and they are going to bring in Danilo. All else, it was an emergency because El Nini was not going to be here. But because El Nini is going to return in December after the World Cup, so he now believes that there is no chance for Arsenal to go in and really sign him. So Arsenal is left in a situation where they might bring in Danilo or not, depending on how El Nini really returns. And remember, they're going to be in Dubai. Those 3 weeks, I think, of December, they're going to be in Dubai, training there. And obviously, the players coming in from the World Cup will join them in Qatar. From Qatar. That's where they join them at Dubai, where Arsenal is going to be training. And one of the matches has been confirmed that Arsenal is going to be playing against a side which goes by the names of AC Milan, and maybe other teams will be there, and Premier League teams are also going to be that side, trying to go ahead and really do some training in Dubai. So that's what is happening right now in the camp of Arsenal. Let's wait and see. Are they going to go in for Tielemans? Are they going in for a player who goes by the names of Danilo, or they aren't going to be focused onto the central defensive midfield area because El Nini will be back from injury after suffering that injury after playing in the game of, was it Fulham? I remember very well, I think it was Fulham, but he never really had a very good ending when he really got an injury, and tomorrow morning after the game it was announced that the guy was injured. So that's Arsenal for you. And obviously Douglas Luiz has really renewed a new contract with Aston Villa. I don't know where this leaves Mikel Arteta. Is he fuming or not? I can't tell about this. Now, Fabio Vieira was talking to the Mail, and obviously this is what he had to say. Playing in England, it's a different type of game. In Portugal, it's different. In England, it's more physical, and you need to work on this. I promise I'm working. So, yes, this guy is on point. His physical attributes are really lacking, according to me, and he doesn't really look like that player who can come out and really win physical battles into the Premier League. But his touch, his talent, everything on the ball is really magnificent for this guy who goes by the names of Fabio Vieira, and I believe he's really having a magnificent season at a side which goes by the names of Arsenal. And he has scored so far 2 goals for Arsenal. One he scored against Bordeaux at Emirates, and the other he scored against Brentford away at Brentford. And those are the games that's really been playing in. And obviously he put up an assist for a man who goes by the names of Rob Holding when they're beating Bordeaux by 3-0. So as things stand, he's saying about the difference in the Premier League. Obviously, physicality comes first, and he is working on it to become really a more physically fit player to come in and really tussle it out into the Premier League. But Fabio Vieira, to me, is one of those players that is really very much promising, and I believe he's going to go on and really do the needful as far as Arsenal is concerned, and is really going to go ahead and really play very many games. Yesterday, he played in the midfield 3 alongside the captain of Arsenal, Martin Odegaard, with Sambi Lokonga playing in the central defensive midfield, or that single pivot. As these two are playing on his shoulders. So I believe he really played very well, and the tough being artificial where they really play that game of football really calls for that lucky performance Arsenal really got out of Bordeaux, and they really won that game of football. So this is where a confirmation of this story comes in through that you can't win every game perfectly. You get? Like the game of Liverpool, I believe Liverpool really outplayed Arsenal, but Arsenal won the game of football. The game of Bordeaux away, Bordeaux outplayed Arsenal and had very many chances, but Arsenal scored their only chance they got. So it shows you that they are really a team that is really improving and they're really doing great. So Fabio Vieira, very good, talented, and obviously promising to do a lot as far as this game of football is concerned. So let's wait and see what this guy really has in for a team which goes by the names of Arsenal, as he's working on his physicality to fit or suit the Premier League. Now, way back, I think it was in Bein Sport, like Arsene Wenger. He really said that Arsenal are title contenders. They are going to go head-to-head with City until the end of the season, or the title has to go on the wire between City and Arsenal. And obviously, this news was really spread all over. Some people really agreed with it, and some never agreed with it. But Kieran Tierney, the left back of a team which goes by the names of Arsenal, has really come out and really told us the following as far as this is concerned. He has told us that he knows an awful a lot about football, but it's early doors, only 9 games in. Obviously, that's the aim for everyone to finish up as high as possible. He has not ruled out that they don't win the trophy title, but he's telling us that they've only played 9 games. Tierney, let me tell you this. The Premier League starts to take shape, you get, after 10 games have been played. I'm 100% sure Arsenal is going to go away at Leeds and really get that win. 10 games in, Arsenal is going to be on top of the Premier League. That's it. Arsenal is going to be top of the Premier League table after 10 games. And I believe they can extend this a lot, because I believe there is a shocking result that is going to come from Anfield. People are downplaying Liverpool and think that City is going to go on and really beat Liverpool that side, but I doubt. To me, I'm doubting. It's not going to happen that way, as very many people think it's going to happen. I believe a team which goes by the names of Liverpool is going to shock City, whether with a draw or with a loss. And if at all City goes ahead to draw at Anfield, Arsenal will be 3 points ahead of City. If Liverpool happens to beat City, Arsenal will be 4 points ahead of City. So it looks like there are a lot of chances that are playing in the hand of Arsenal. And people are really downplaying this team of Arsenal, but it has shown us that even when they go with their second side, they can come out and compete. So it shows you that it's not the same Arsenal that was playing in last season, where one player used to get out and obviously they suffered. It will remember that Arsenal missed out on qualifying for the Champions League because of the injuries of Kieran Tierney, Thomas Partey, and is it Gabriel Magalhaes? Tomiyasu. So those 3 injuries really caused problems. But right now, a team which goes by the names of Arsenal is really having a lot of squad depth, though they are really lacking like 2 or 3 players with up quality to go on and really take them to the levels they want to be. So Kieran Tierney is saying that they want to be as high as possible, but I know inside that room of Arsenal dressing room, Mikel Arteta is telling them that we can go for this. But publicly, he can't come out and really say we can go out for this, because it will pile more pressure to the players, and obviously the media will switch from asking them questions that are different to asking them on what their manager said that they can win the trophy. So Mikel Arteta is holding it with ease, and obviously he wants to go ahead and really do the needful and see to it that Arsenal really wins. So guys, thank you very much for watching in. Signing out for now, but before I do that, go into the comment section, tell me what you think about Douglas Luiz to Arsenal transfer blow. Obviously, he has renewed his contract at Aston Villa, putting pen to paper on a 4-year contract at Villa. And obviously, what Fabio Vieira has really come out and told about us, that he's really working on his physicality, because it's a different league altogether. It's the Premier League. And obviously, tell us what you think about Kieran Tierney reacting to what we call the Kieran Tierney reacting to what we call the Arsene Wenger prediction that Arsenal is really into the title race, though the players of Arsenal is really saying that they need to play or take it game after game and see what is going to happen. So thank you guys for watching again. I sign out for now. See you later. I hand you over to the Almighty Lord to let you know what this is all about and protect you abundantly. Me out for now.